as a percentage of my GSDP, on every parameter, my tax collections have gone up. But what I get to retain has gone down relatively because of the way GST is structured, destination principle, all these issues. So my hands are tried in indirect taxes also. So what do we have left? Some liquor, fuel, and one or two basket registration, which have a limited ability to support my growing needs, my growing commitments to the people of our states. We are all here. Our per capita income is high. Our development is high. Human development is, Kerala tops the whole country. Why? Because we have made investments in all these sectors. And these are not sectors you can make an investment once and forget about it. These investments need to be continuously made even today. If not, we can't provide the social infrastructure, economic infrastructure, human development that the whole country needs. So the welfare of these states is not only crucial for our own states, but it's also crucial for the national progress. So the 14th Finance Commission, there is a lot of hue and cry about raising it to 41%, 42%. 15th brought it down to 41%. But as many of my colleagues have pointed out, the union government has over the last 10 years usurped a lot of the indirect tax base through cesses and surcharges, particularly on fuels. As a result, if you look at the gross tax revenue of the union, what is actually devolved to states is less than 32%, not 41%. If you look at the previous Finance Commission's periods, what was recommended and was devolved, there was a difference of 3 or 4 percentage points. Now, it is at full 10 percentage points that refuses to be devolved to the states because of the way cesses and surcharges have been exploited by the union government. To just illustrate the point, just with cesses and surcharges, during the last 5 years, Karnataka has lost out about 53,000 crores because of the exploitation of cesses and surcharges by the union government. So hence, we have made already, because the Finance Commission came to Karnataka on the issue of cesses and surcharges, we understand there is a constitutional provision. We also understand that there is a justification for cesses and surcharges. But I must also note at the same time that the CAG, Controller and Auditor General of India, has pointed out several occasions that the union government is misusing the cesses and surcharges, not using it for the purposes for which it is levied, and in fact, diverting the cesses and surcharges. So hence, we have made a request that the Finance Commission should recommend that the cesses and surcharges should be capped at 5%. And any cess and surcharge above 5% should become part of the divisible pool. Otherwise, the center will continue to deprive states of their rightful share in the union revenue through the route of cesses and surcharges. At the same time, we understand the justification, so we have recommended at least 5% the center can do, but beyond that, it should become part of the divisible pool. Now, coming to the horizontal distribution, this is also where most of us have lost out. As I said, what we contribute, we get back about 15%. But we are very happy to transfer resources to other states which require them. However, what we seek is that there should be a balance between equity considerations and performance and progress. Otherwise, we are concerned that we might end up in a situation of moral hazard if we continue to transfer and there is a perverse incentive to continue to receive without any need for reciprocation. Now, Constitution Directive Principle Article 38(2) requires the union government that the state shall in particular strive to minimize inequalities in income and endeavor to eliminate inequalities among states, amongst regions, amongst all Indians, under which this whole idea of cross transfers is based. Now, my friend Arvind Subramaniam pointed out to us that if you go back to 1960s, and if you took the national median income, the poorest state was minus 30% of the median income, and the richest state was plus 30% of the median income. And over the last 50 years, we have had this absolute emphasis on redistribution. So after 50 years of unquestioned redistribution, where have we ended up? Constitution requires us to ensure that we all work towards a median level, where all Indians, irrespective of which part of India they live in, we all come closer to each other in economic opportunities and livelihood opportunities. So in 1960, we were minus 30 and plus 30. After all these years of unchecked redistribution, today, the divergence between states has gone from minus 60 to plus 90. So this emphasis on redistribution and equity has not really improved the living conditions for every Indian, has not really brought us together. The gap between the states, in fact, has increased. So, in light of this experience, hard data, what we appeal is that, first of all, progress and performance and efficiency should not be penalized, which is happening during every finance commission. Anybody who does well has their share cut by every finance commission. So if you go on penalizing performance, it disincentivizes performance and efficiency. And in the long run, you are sending a message that just because you are doing well, you are going to be cut. So then where is the incentive for performance and progress? On the other hand, there is unchecked reward for poorer performance. So this creates a perverse incentive for not making progress. As a result, if you look at it, there is not much progress being made by the recipient states. So we have proposed that there should be some sort of a capping in what you penalize to the performing states and then what you reward to the receiving states, so that there is a manageable bandwidth in which redistribution happens. So what we seek is not elimination of equity or redistribution. And just for emphasis and clarity, let me repeat that we are for redistribution. We believe in redistribution. We believe in equity. But at the same time, that equity must be balanced with incentive for progress and performance and efficiency. Progress, performance, efficiency should not be penalized. So what we seek is a recalibration. What we seek is a balance between equity and performance. That is what also we have proposed to the Finance Commission, that they look into all these issues. So how do you achieve this? We have suggested to them two ways where this can be achieved. One, either you quantify the tax contributions our states are making to the union. GST hard data are available. I'm sure direct taxes can also be quantified. So how much a state is contributing to the union, to the divisible pool, at least 60% of that contribution should be devolved back to those states. So there should be some proportion. You take the other 40% and redistribute it. We are for redistribution. But what we contribute to the union, into the divisible pool, I'm not even talking about the union share. Leaving aside the union share, what remains in the divisible pool, a state should get back 60% of what it contributes to the divisible pool. Alternatively, if that methodology is a bit complicated, we have also suggested to the Finance Commission that GSDP figures are there. Though we have some quarrels with the GSDP figures, but they are accepted nationally. You give equal weightage as you give to concerns of equity. You give equal weightage to the GSDP, to the national, our state's contribution to the GDP, and you factor it into Finance Commission calculations and give equal weightage of equity to our GDP contribution also. Either of these formulae, we believe, will give justice to our states, but also give justice to the states which are receiving. We are not for cutting them. We are only demanding that our share be increased by reasonable measure. This will take care of the receiving states. This will also take care of the contributing states, is our view. And in case, if my suggestion, our Karnataka suggestion sounds too radical, let me just clarify, there is nothing radical about it, because I believe the first 8-9 finance commissions looked into a state's contribution to the national pool. That was the standard practice. I believe, I will stand corrected if I am wrong, but I believe that only last few finance commissions have chosen to dispense with giving weightage to a state's contribution to the union divisible pool. I believe it was there for 8-9. So what we are asking is that consideration be brought back. We are not even asking that consideration be given primacy. We are not even asking for primacy. We are asking that a suitable equal weightage be given to what we contribute to the union, so that we get back a reasonable share of what we contribute, so that we continue to develop socially, economically, physically, because if we develop, the nation will benefit. Because we are the golden gooses which are laying the golden eggs for the union. And if you take care of us, the benefit will accrue to the whole union. If we are doing well, the whole country will benefit, the receiving states will benefit. So that is our appeal. And we also submit this. I think Telangana has already made its representation to the Finance Commission. They had their discussions 2 days ago. These are some of the points we have raised during our discussions with the Finance Commission. And to be fair to the Finance Commission, we got the impression that they are willing to consider concerns of balancing equity with efficiency. They are willing to recognize the contributions being made by these states and they are willing, I think they are open to some sort of a recalibration also. So we are hopeful that whatever gross injustice travesty was meted out by the 15th Finance Commission will be corrected by the 16th Finance Commission partially, if not fully. And so hence, we are by and large hopeful that something positive will come out. But nevertheless, I think we have to raise our voices individually and together. Because one, it's about fiscal federalism. But we are at an important juncture. This is my last point. I'll just try and close it in 1 or 2 minutes. We are at a critical juncture now. On one side here, we are discussing fiscal federalism, but very shortly, we will need to discuss about political federalism also. Tamil Nadu government has already passed a resolution in its assembly. Like them, we are also very concerned what is going to happen during delimitation. Like the 15th Finance Commission dispensed with the consensus in the country that existed from 1971 onwards, where the constitution was amended by the then Prime Minister, Madam Gandhi, to assure that no state will be penalized for demographic progress that state makes. The seats in parliament were frozen. But now we believe that that issue may be opened up. So if the delimitation happens as per the upcoming census, then it is very much possible that all of us will lose our representation in the parliament also. On one side is a graph where our contribution economically is going up. And on the other side, there is every definite possibility that as our economic contribution increases, our political representation in the union may go down. So, hence, these issues of federalism, of fairness, of treating everybody's issues with respect, have attained greater criticality at this juncture. So what transpires during the 16th Finance Commission deliberations and what comes out also has some connection to political federalism as well. And this may be a quest for justice that has to go on for several more years if our economic representation and also political representation need to be protected and safeguarded. So hence, we are meeting at a critical juncture here where our efforts have a lot of importance to many states. And we hope that when we meet next time in Bangalore, we can bring more states to this table and that we can make our voice heard in a way that it is reciprocated. Because it's not enough to have our say and then be, dispensed with. We must be heard. It's not enough to have our say. And that will require further efforts in that direction. And since this is going to be a while, hence Kerala did us all a favor by taking the first step. So I once again recognize the initiative taken by Kerala in bringing us all together. They brought the leader of the opposition also to this discussion. That shows the bipartisan commitment the people of Kerala have to seek this justice for not only people of Kerala, but also for all these states that are at stake here. And we are, as I said, we are hopeful that our collective efforts will get us some positive outcome for all of us. Thank you for a patient listening of my long note, and happy Onam once again. Ona Shamshagal, correct? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, may I invite Shri Sardar Harpal Singh Chima, Honorable Minister for Finance,